Okay, I want to work this problem from the homework for you. It asks us to find the value of k such that the graphs of this line and the line that contains these points is perpendicular. We only have one test for perpendicularity, and that test says you take the slope of the first line and you multiply it by the slope of the second line, and if you get -1, then they are perpendicular. So what we want to do here is take this first line and let's call it, say, L1. We want to find its slope. And then we want to take this second line right here, let's call it L2, and find its slope. And then we want to force the two slopes to multiply to -1. First, let's return to line 1 and find the slope. I'm going to go for y equals mx plus b format here. So I'm going to add kx to both sides. And when I do that, I get this. Going for y equals mx plus b. So all I need to do here is divide both sides by 7. When I do that, I have y is equal to k over 7 times x plus 9 over 7. Here is the slope of line 1. Now, line 2. They give us 2 points. And my way of taking 2 points and finding the slope is to write 1 point above the other. Whichever is on top doesn't matter. And then what I do here, and this is a technique created just to eliminate error, it keeps my y's and my x's in their proper order and cuts my error rate down to perhaps 1 out of every 100 times. I draw a line like this. That becomes the top of my fraction with a subtraction between those two numbers. -1 minus 5. And I do the same thing right here to form the bottom of my fraction. Quite literally, I draw these lines, these curvy lines with their arrowheads every time. Now, I have 2. Notice there's my subtraction of a -4, of a -4. And that is going to be actually a 2 plus 4. And if I continue on, 6 on the bottom. On the top, we have a -6. -6 divided by 6 is a -1. And that right there is the slope of my second line. Now the two slopes must multiply to -1. So the slope of line 1 is k over 7 times the slope of line 2, which is -1. To be perpendicular, they must multiply to -1. So now we're going to try and find the value of k that makes this so, or basically in section 1.3, solving for k. I'm going to multiply both sides by -1. And when I do that, a nice thing happens. The negative times a negative becomes a positive. And so really I have, on the left side, I just simply have k over 7. A -1 times a -1 is 1. Now, I think you could see when I multiply both sides here by 7, we're going to know exactly what k is. Here, on this side, the 7's will cancel, and we're left with k is equal to 1 times 7, or 7. And so basically, that's the answer to the problem. When k has a value of 7, we force the lines into perpendicularity. Okay, I hope that helps.